Alright, good morning bees. It's been a little while. We are at the apiary, as you can see, and oh, look at these bad boys. They haven't seen me, can you imagine, for an entire day. So they are going a bit nuts, aren't you boys? Hey. Anyways, what we're doing here so early, it's just before sunrise, and we got a catch. Oi! Calm down. Blimey. Boys, right? Boys will be boys. Shh. Like, Biggie's being so dramatic. Like, every time he's got to turn on, like, the sound effects. They are play fighting, but he's got to make it sound real, right? Anyways, they've calmed down a little bit now. Why am I here so early? Because it's time to start the Varroa treatments, and for me to do that effectively, I have to be here, you know, when the bees, or most of them, are actually, you know, inside the hive. So that is before sunrise. So the good thing is that I'm used to getting up at like 4:35 a.m. anyways, so nothing new on that front. Now I'm getting my extension lead because I'm gonna have to run power from the warehouse to around the hives and use the sublimator to turn that oxalic acid into basically a cloud, right? It's the most effective way of using oxalic acid. And because there is brood inside the hives, we're going to have to repeat that process 4 times over 4 days. Reason being is because that way we will effectively catch the entire cycle of the Varroa. You know, it predominantly spends its time inside the larvae cells, feeding on the jelly that the bees have provided for the larvae. And they only come out in the last few days before, you know, they seal off the cell and they just switch. They go on to another cell. They don't want to be sealed inside, even though sometimes they do. But they do move around. And that's why we're going to have to do it more regularly now. Let's just go outside. Right, got the action camera with me today. I'm going to be making some content for you guys, and we've got a little surprise. We're going to be having a new member joining the apiary, but I'll show that to you later. I'm just setting myself up. As you know, we're about to start the Varroa treatment. That's why I've got the blue gloves on today. First things first, I've got to turn this bad boy on so it starts heating up. Alrighty. I wish it was like, you know, cordless. That would have been so nice and easy. But it is what it is. So, you see over here, right? Now it's going to start heating on. I'm going to wait for it to turn up pretty high. It's got to get up to about 220, 230 degrees. That's going to take a little while. Oh wow, it's actually started heating up already. See, 28. It's going up nice and easy. So we're going to leave that aside and let it warm up. Leave that here. Alright, this is the oxalic acid, okay, and the way we do things is like that. So this is the cap, okay, effectively this is where the oxalic acid will go in. Actually it would be nice to clean it up a little bit. See, it's a little bit burnt up. It's a special type of material which doesn't melt once it's being put onto the sublimator. What do we then do? We get a syringe to measure precisely how much acid you're putting in. So the rule of thumb is that you go for a gram for each deep box. So for example, over here, right, we have 2 deep boxes and then the supper on top. So for the 2 deep boxes where the effectively, you know, brood is being raised, we're going to go with 2 grams for this particular hive. But this one right here at the back, we're going to be going only with 1 gram for that one. So as we're going to start from over here, we set the syringe to 2. Here we go. And then very easily open up the acid, and then you just stick it inside. Stick it inside and it stays on there, right? There you go. So this is how much acid is going to take for the big boys over here. And then you place that inside over here in the cup, as you can see. Leave that aside. Just looking at the sublimator, it's at 117, 118. You see the smoke starting to come out. It's nearly there. 150, 152. It should get up to about 189, 190, which equals around 220. This is the SV over here, which has been set to. So just gonna hang on a little bit more. In the meantime, we'll have a look over here. So what do? You see, I've opened up the top so they can ventilate properly during the heat, but we're gonna have to close that for now. Come on, little bees. Close them up. So there's only one entrance to the hive. And we're there. So very easily, now take this bad boy and you come to the front, see exactly where the entrance is, right? And then you flip that over. Hang on, like 2 packs in my face. Get out of here, boy. And then you just flip it over and you put that inside. And that is it. Whew. And now we're going to have to repeat that process 60 times. Well, I think it's actually 62 times. So I'm going to leave that here, turn this camera off, and I'm going to get cracking, guys. Alright bees, well now that we are done with the Varroa treatment for our beautiful bees, it's time to announce, you know, the new member of the BeezHive family. Well, welcome to no other but Clay Nation. This is their new partner hive amongst, you know, the other partners that we have here at the apiary in Bulgaria, sitting right next to Hops and Charles's hive. So welcome, Clay Nation. We are very excited and looking forward to see how the future unfolds, you know, for both of us, for all of us actually. And now that we've done the Varroa treatment for the day, we've welcomed Clay Nation to our beautiful apiary here right under the mountains. It's time to get some maintenance jobs done around the apiary, because I just want to, you know, take care of the lawn over here and, you know, collect these pieces that the dogs have been chewing and, you know, throwing away, the leftovers from the building site. And also I just want to clear up in front of the hives. There are some, let me show you, I don't know, what do you call them? You see these stick-like weeds coming out of the ground. They are effectively, you know, blocking the entrances to the hives. See? So I'm going to cut these down, get a few jobs done around the apiary now, whilst it's still not that hot. Water the trees because the heat wave's been, you know, pretty brutal. And as you can see, they can do with some extra water in. Well, it's actually their time. Very soon, they should start blossoming, actually. Hang on, boys. Hey, hang on, my friends. Let me see if we have some flowers on any of those. Do we have any flowers, any buds on here? Nope, not that I can see. What about on this little guy? Aha. Here we go. See these little buds? They're soon going to grow and open up and turn into beautiful flowers for the bees to feed on. Let's see if there's some more over here. So that's what I'm talking about. Let's see how tall these guys have become. Do we have any on here? No, I can't see any on here either. Alright, I'm going to start watering them every couple of days. And hopefully they'll blossom up sooner rather than later. Alright guys, have a good day. Speak to you in a bit.